Welcome to Bill Simone Field here at the University of the Pacific. Paul Meissings here. Glad you could join us this evening as we get set for some softball between the Pacific Tigers and the Sacramento State Hornets. You can see the wind in right center blowing quite strong, so we could see some long balls hit today. The Tigers are coming off a game that saw them hit a program record 5 home runs in a loss to BYU, as the Tigers lost 16-9 in the second of 2 games on Friday before losing 8-0 in 5 innings on Saturday. So the Tigers looking to end a lengthy losing streak here. Tigers' last win was back on March 21st during the Louisville Slugger Invitational as they defeated Grand Canyon 3-2. Since then, the Tigers have lost 10 straight, as the Tigers enter tonight with a record
for the Tigers, the starting battery today, the catcher number 10
of 10-32 and 0-6 in league play, while the Sacramento State Hornets are 21-19. They are currently tied for first in the Big Sky Conference with a league record of 10-2. So Tigers and the Hornets get set for a non-league game here tonight before both will play league contests this weekend. In the circle for the Tigers here tonight, freshman Marissa Young. Young on the season is 3-4 with a 5.70 ERA, making her 6th start of the season. Young in 46 2/3 innings has allowed 38 earned runs, walking 27 and striking out 18. As leading off for the Hornets will be right fielder Paige Martin. Martin on the season batting .301. Tigers in their orange tops with white pants, while the Hornets in all gray. As the first pitch from Young hits the inside corner for strike 1, and we are underway. As first pitch exactly at 6 p.m. See some shadows on the field between the circle and the plate, as a big swing and a miss there for strike 2. All of the outfield and most of the infield in sun, with the strong wind blowing out towards right field. As the 0-2 pitch misses high for ball 1. The Hornets have won 4 straight, so both teams come in on streaks, although the Tigers with a lengthy losing streak, as the 1-2 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Tigers in the outfield, Bourne in left, Anderson in center, and Santos in right. Infield, Gustafson at third, Habib at short, Zapatozzi at second, and Lawners at first, as that pitch misses inside for ball 3, and the count now full. Behind the plate for the Tigers, Rachel Sellers. As after getting ahead 0-2, the count now full to Martin, and she will foul that one off. Slow roller towards the Tigers on deck circle. And once again, the 3-2 pitch just misses outside, and able to check her swing is Martin. So Martin, after falling behind 0-2, earns the leadoff walk. So that'll bring up freshman second baseman Zamari Hinton. Hinton on the season batting .295. .33 hits on the season, and all but 2 of those have been singles. And she shows bunt and fouls it straight back for strike 1. Martin at first, 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. And Hinton again shows bunt and bunts it, and she has to stop to avoid it hitting her, and then it rolls foul. So Hinton unable to get the bunt in play once again, and so once again Young ahead on a batter 0-2. Behind home plate is umpire Martin Vandenberg, Virgil Jackson, and Donald Postel, the other two umpires here tonight, as the 0-2 misses in the opposite batter's box for ball one. Hinton, a freshman from Elk Grove, California, fouls that one off at the plate. This game starts a 5-game homestand for the Tigers, as the Tigers will play Loyola Marymount this weekend. 2 games Saturday and 1 Sunday, as that is a couple hopper to second. And the throw not in time to get Hinton, so Hinton reaches with an infield single. And the Hornets with runners on first and second and no outs for catcher Courtney Solis.
Catcher number 9, Courtney Solis.
Solis, a junior from nearby Lodi, batting .329 on the season with 12 RBIs. Does have some power, 5 doubles and a home run. Batting from the left side, which left-handed hitters here today, if you can get that ball up in the wind, might go a long distance, as she shows bunt and pulls back, taking ball one. Gustafson at third playing in. Lawners at first, also a few steps in. No signs of bunt there, and taking a called strike is Solis. As mentioned, Tigers will play at 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock Saturday before 12 noon Sunday, as she gets the bunt down there and the throw to first in time, as Gustafson fielded the bunt and threw to Zapatozny covering at first for out number 1. So Solis out on the sac bunt, 5-4. Martin down to third and Hinton down to second, as that'll bring up cleanup hitter Sasha Margulies. Hornets junior first baseman, batting .415 on the season, with an early chance to give the Hornets the lead, as that pitch hits the outside corner for strike one. Young so far has gotten ahead on every batter, but ended up walking Martin, and then a single to Hinton. As the one pitch inside for ball one. Margulies leads the Hornets with 30 runs batted in this season, 12 doubles and 4 home runs, as that off-speed pitch misses high for ball two. Once again, Young looking to hit that outside corner, and does. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Margulies able to stay alive, fouling that one off towards the Hornets dugout. Infield playing in, looking to have a chance to throw out Martin at home should a ball be softly hit, as that pitch is fouled off over the Tigers dugout. Young, not a big strikeout pitcher, just 18 strikeouts now in 47 innings this season. Could really use one here with runners on second and third and just one away, as looking to hit the outside corner and missing is Young, so the count now once again full. was ahead of the leadoff hitter Martin 0-2 before eventually walking her. As the full count pitch is fouled off the screen right near the Hornets dugout. On deck for the Hornets is Chattelton, as looking for the outside corner and hitting it is Young, so a big strikeout there. As Margulies started to take a step or two towards first, thinking it was ball 4, but home plate umpire Martin Vandenberg said it hit that outside corner, so a big strikeout there. Young's first strikeout of the night, and now 2 down and 2 on for Chattelton, and that ball is a 2-hopper to Zapatosny at second, and falling down from her backside and making the throw is Zapatosny for the final out of the inning. So the Hornets get a couple runners on, but do not score after half an inning. Hornets and Tigers tied at 0 on PacificTigers.com. Welcome back to Bill Simone Field as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Hornets were able to get second and third with no outs, but with 1 out, but a strikeout and a ground out got the Tigers out of the top half of the inning without giving up a run. As Sarah Anderson will lead it off for the Tigers against right-hander Selena Matthias. Matthias, in her last start, threw a no-hitter at North Dakota. On the season, she's 9-10 with a 3.7 ERA. As the first pitch to Anderson misses outside for ball 1. Matthias, a freshman from Elk Grove. And the 1-0 misses high for ball 2. Matthias making her 16th start of the season. Has pitched 132 and a third innings. Has 84 strikeouts with just 34 walks. So a little under a fourth of a walk per inning. As the 2-1 pitch misses low and outside for ball 3, so not someone who walks very many batters on the season. He's fallen behind the leadoff hitter Sarah Anderson, 3 balls and 1 strike. And that pitch misses for ball 4, so a leadoff walk for the Tigers as Anderson heads down to first. And a bit different of a Tigers batting order since the last time they were here at home, as now in the number 2 spot behind Anderson is freshman left fielder Molly Bourne on the season, batting .311 with 8 doubles, 4 home runs, and 26 RBIs. As the first pitch from Matthias to Bourne hits the outside corner for strike 1. Bourne was one of 4 Tigers to hit a home run in their program record 5 home run game against BYU Second of 3 games at BYU. That pitch is lined into center field for a base hit. Anderson around second, racing towards third. She will be in there safely, and with the throw to third, heading down to second will be Bourne. So Bourne with the single to center goes to second on the throw as Anderson goes from first to third, and the Tigers with an early scoring opportunity of their own here with second and third and no outs for second baseman Nicole Zapatosny.
The batter for the Tigers is the second baseman, number 7, Nicole Zapatosny.
Zapatosny leads the Tigers with 7 home runs and 27 runs batted in, batting .296 on the season. As the first pitch from Matthias misses low for ball 1. The Hornets got a leadoff walk and then a single, just like the Tigers, but the Hornets were unable to capitalize. As the off-speed pitch there, a nice one, caught Zapatosny off guard for strike 1. Nice job by Bourne to get down to second. Probably an ill-advised throw from the center fielder to third, trying to get Anderson, as it allowed Bourne to advance the base, and that pitch bounces in the dirt and gets away, but not far enough for either runner to advance. Zapatosny, one of 5 Tigers to start in every game this season so far. And there's a 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Two pitch bounces in the dirt. Zapatosny checks her swing, so the count now full. Zapatosny, the junior from Huntington Beach, has a chance to give the Tigers an early lead here after the Tigers escaped a scary situation in the top half of the inning, as that ball is grounded right back up the middle. Coming in to score is Anderson. Being away around from second is Bourne. She will score easily as the throw is cut off. So Nicole Zapatosny with a 2-run RBI single to center, and the Tigers with an early 2-0 lead. Another well-hit ball. That one right back up the middle. No chance to be fielded, and really no chance to get Bourne being waved around third, scoring from second, and the throw is cut off. Perhaps Zapatosny caught the attention of the Hornets, and as they cut it off, but no one was covering first to try to get Zapatosny, so an early visit to the circle. As mentioned, Selena Matthias had thrown a no-hitter in her last start, a 5-inning no-hitter against North Dakota that saw her strike out 8.
The batter for the Tigers, third baseman, number 74, Cassidy Gustafson.
So that'll bring up third baseman Cassidy Gustafson. Gustafson on the season batting .239 with 17 runs batted in. Taking the first pitch is Gustafson, and that pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. Zapatosny at first after her 2-run single. Does have a stolen base this season, although not a big threat to run, as that pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1. One pitch inside and hits Gustafson, so for the second time the Tigers with a free base, as Gustafson is hit by a pitch. Zapatosny down to second.
Now batting for the Tigers, the catcher, number 10, Rachel Sellers.
So that'll bring up catcher Rachel Sellers. in that 5 home run game against BYU. Sellers led the way with 2 home runs. Now has 3 home runs on the season. Just 7 runs batted in. The freshman from Los Alamitos batting .237 on the season as she shows bunt and pulls back and takes ball 1. Sellers showing the bunt there, had the corner infield crashing and middle infield going to cover first and third. As once again she shows bunt and pulls back and takes it inside for ball 2. The 2-0 count. See if maybe Colsey decides to have her show bunt and try to slap one up the middle. Should be a good pitch to hit here with a 2-0 count. As she shows bunt early here and pulls back, and it's a high chopper, and it's fielded at third. So working almost like a sac bunt there as that ball is grounded, and Sellers is out 5-3. Both runners move up. Zapatosny down to third. Gustafson down to second. So second and third with 1 out for first baseman Sydney Lawners.
The batter for the Tigers, the first baseman, number 44, Sydney Lawners.
Lawners on the season batting .228 with 4 doubles, 3 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. As she takes the first pitch down the middle for strike 1. So Sellers did try to show bunt early, perhaps draw the infield in, but then a high chopper that didn't quite hang up long enough for Sellers to beat out for a base hit. But it did advance both runners, and now Lawners in an 0-2 hole as that pitch from Matthias hits the inside corner. As mentioned, the Hornets are tied for first in the Big Sky Conference, while the Tigers have yet to win a game in West Coast Conference play. As that ball is grounded to short, and they will go to first for the out. So that'll score a run as Zapatosny comes in to score, and the Tigers now lead 3-0 here in the first inning. Gustafson on the 6-3 ground out goes down to third as Lawners with her
The batter for the Tigers,
15th RBI of the season.
13, Alex Steinmel.
So that'll bring up designated player Alex Steinmel. Steinmel batting .195. Has a chance to try to drive in her 6th run of the season here. They run her on third and 2 outs. With that pitch inside, nearly hitting Steinmel for ball 1. Looked a little high, but in there for a called strike. Inning started with an Anderson walk. Bourne followed with a single. Bourne was able to go to second on the throw, and in scoring position is Zapatosny, then singled, scoring both. Hit batter and a couple groundouts. At the Tigers a 3rd run of the inning as Steinmel fouls that one off at the plate for strike 2. Steinmel rubs some dirt on her hands before finally getting back in the box, batting from the right side. One of several Tigers that doesn't wear any batting gloves. That pitch well shy of the plate, bouncing in the dirt for ball 2. Steinmel, a senior from Tucson, Arizona. And the 2-2 pitch kind of just sticking the bat out there to try to foul it off, and she does. So Steinmel stays alive. Almost a swinging bunt of sorts as it rolled foul towards the Tigers on deck circle. On deck for the Tigers is Melanie Habib. As the 2-2 pitch bounces in the dirt. Once again, almost hit Steinmel, so the count now full. Gustafson, the runner at third. She reached on a hit by pitch. And again, just extending the bat and hitting a roller to short and having a tough time fielding it is the shortstop Castro, and the throw to first not in time. So the Tigers with their 4th run of the inning. And we'll see what they rule that one, as it was a slow roller to short and it just kind of handcuffed the shortstop Castro. And her throw was not in time to get Steinmel. Gustafson comes in to score. And so the Tigers keep the inning going as Melanie Habib will bat here. And the Tigers were last home. Habib was batting in her number 2 spot in the order, as she had most of the season. Now moved down to the number 8 spot, as she has struggled at the plate this season, batting just 121. Although she's one of 5 Tigers to have started now in all 43 games. As that pitch is popped up in the infield and is caught by the shortstop for the final out of the inning. But the Tigers score 4 runs in the first to take a 4-0 lead after 1 inning. This is Pacific Softball on PacificTigers.com.
In the bottom of the first, there was 4 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Sacramento State error and 1 runner left on.
We head to the second inning. Tigers with a 4-0 lead, as they did rule that Steinmel ball in E6, which allowed Gustafson to come in and score. But 3 of the 4 runs in that first inning earned off of Selena Mathias, as the Hornets had a great chance to take an early lead in the top half of the inning. Young with a nice job to get a strikeout for out number 2 and a ground out to avoid giving up a run. And then Tigers with 4 runs, as the first pitch from Young to Martinez is inside for ball 1. Hornets in the first got a leadoff walk followed by an infield single, then a sac bunt before a big strikeout looking for out number 2, and then a ground out for out number 3 as the 1-0 on the outside corner for strike 1. Alexis Martinez batting .312 on the season. And that pitch hit foul by the third base coaching box for strike 2. One-two pitch misses low for ball 2. Glad you could join us online at PacificTigers.com, wherever you are located. I know there's more than a few of you watching from states besides California, as that pitch misses and the count once again full. Young a couple times had full counts in the first, as that pitch misses the inside corner for the second inning in a row. The Hornets with a leadoff walk, as that'll now bring up the Hornets freshman third baseman Marissa Malagad. Now looks like we might have a pinch runner at first for Martinez. And it looks like the pinch runner is going to be Mackenzie Way-A-Dandy. Way-A-Dandy, a junior from Visalia, will come in to run at first for Martinez, who led off the inning with a walk as that pitch misses for ball one. That ball gets off of the glove of Lawners and then off of Zapatoznian, unable to make the play. So for the second inning in a row, after a leadoff walk, the Hornets with an infield single. That one out of the reach of Lawners, goes off the tip of her glove and is deflected, and looks like they're actually going to rule that an error, perhaps on Lawners. Either way, first and second with no outs for the second inning in a row. As
left fielder number 13,
Nicole Clark bats here. Clark batting .279 on the season. Shows bunt and gets it down. And the throw is a close play at first, but in time for out number one, as Sellers does a nice job to quickly bounce out and field that one. And a tough throw with the runner kind of in the line. But Clark retired on the sacrifice bunt.
Shortstop number 21, Paige Castro.
So second and third with one out for the number 9 batter in the Hornets order, Paige Castro. Castro on the season batting .267 with 15 runs batted in. And hitting the outside corner is Young for strike two. So in the first inning, after a sac bunt, gave the Hornets second and third with one out. Young was able to get a big strikeout, getting Margulies looking. Now looking for a big strikeout here once again as that pitch misses outside for ball one. A few more shadows starting to creep across the infield as the 1-2 pitch misses low for ball two. Nowhere near close enough for Castro to try to chase. Castro has struck out just 6 times this season in 105 at-bats as that pitch misses the outside corner, and so the count once again goes full. It was a full count pitch to Margulies that had Margulies heading towards first, thinking it was ball four for being punched out on strikes. So once again, second and third with a full count and a swing and a miss. So once again, Marissa Young with a big strikeout for the second out of the inning as Castro goes down on strikes for just the 7th time in 106 at-bats this season. So back to the top of the order, and Paige Martin, as the pitch has Martin kind of spinning, but pitch is in there on the inside corner for strike one. Martin led off the game with a walk. She would end the inning stranded at third. As once again, looking for that inside corner is Young, and hitting, or Martin, excuse me, spins. That one is a bit too in for ball one. Martin does have 26 runs batted in on the season. And that off-speed pitch in there for strike two. Martin, the lone Hornet to have started in all 41 games this season, as she swings and misses. The throw down to first for the final out. So Marissa Young gets in some danger once again, but gets out of it with a pair of strikeouts after an inning and a half. Tigers lead the Hornets 4-0 on PacificTigers.com. Welcome back to Bill Simone Field as we head to the bottom of the second inning. The 9-1-2 part of the Tigers order due up as sophomore right fielder Tony Santos will lead it off. Santos on the season batting .202. Has yet to record an extra base hit. Does have 5 RBIs on the season. Although would have to hit her first home run of the season to get an RBI here. As takes the first pitch and it misses for ball 1. There is a couple pitchers throwing down in the bullpen area for the Hornets. As the Tigers were able to strike for 4 runs in the first inning, 3 of which were earned. As that pitch just hits the outside corner for strike 1. And bunting foul is Santos for strike 2. As mentioned, the Tigers looking to end a 10-game losing streak as that 1-2 pitch, a comebacker right to the circle. And Matthias easily fields that one and throws the first for out number 1.
Center fielder number 12, Sarah Anderson.
It'd be a big win for the Tigers to hopefully get some momentum heading into their first home games of the West Coast Conference season. As that first pitch to Anderson misses for ball 1. Anderson led off the bottom of the first with the walk. She would eventually come in and score on Zapatozny's single. As that pitch, a short pop-up in the infield, and it'll be the second baseman Hinton making the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, as that'll now bring up left fielder Molly Bourne.
Left fielder number 30, Molly Bourne.
Bourne got the Tigers' first hit of the night with a single right back up the middle in the center field. She came around and scored as the Tigers' second run of the inning as the first pitch to Bourne misses for ball 1. A pitch misses inside for ball 2. Matthias has now retired 5 out of the last 6, with the lone exception reaching on an error as that pitch goes off the glove of the catcher Solis and to the backstop for ball 3. 3-0 pitch right down the middle for strike one. Bourne, not one to walk very many times. Only 7 walks on the season and 133 at-bats. As that pitch hits the inside corner, and the count now full. And Bourne chases that one in the dirt to throw down the first to complete the double play. So the Tigers go down in order in the second. After 2 innings, Tigers lead the Hornets 4-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the top of the third inning, the 2-3-4 part of the order due up for the Hornets. As the Hornets have left 4 on base through the first 2 innings. Both in the first and second inning, the Hornets had second and third with just 1 out. But big strikeouts from Marissa Young have kept the Hornets off the board as the Tigers lead 4-0.
Second baseman number 4 is Amari Hinton.
As Amari Hinton will lead it off for the Hornets. Hinton has the Hornets' lone hit of the night so far, an infield single in the first. As the first pitch from Young misses for ball 1. Wind still blowing out strongly to right field. As pitch just misses outside for ball 2. Infield playing well in, crashing on the corners on the pitch. As the 2-0 pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. Hinton does have 2 doubles, but not a big power hitter as that pitch is hit on a hop fielded by Lawners. She will take it herself to first for out number 1. So Hinton retired on the 3 unassisted. Young has retired 4 straight as that'll now bring up catcher Courtney Solis. Solis has yet to record an official at bat as she had a sacrifice bunt back in the first. And not a bunting situation here as the first pitch to Solis misses for ball 1. Young, who has been looking for that outside corner for most of the game, hits it there for strike 1. And another hopper to Lawners, and Lawners once again fields it and takes it herself for out number 2. So perhaps looking to avenge herself after having an error last inning on a tough hit ball that went off her glove twice already here. Lawners with nice snags and taking it herself for the outs as the first pitch to Margulies misses for ball one. Margulies came in tonight batting .415 with 30 RBIs, and she thought she had a walk earlier, and that ball is grounded once again to Lawners. So a 1-2-3 inning on 3 ground balls hit to first. After 2.5 innings, Tigers lead the Hornets 4-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the third inning. 3-4-5 part of the Tigers order due up here after a top of the third inning that saw Marissa Young retire the side in order, all on ground balls to Lawners at first. So the first time tonight, Young with a 1-2-3 inning as Nicole Zappa-Tosny will lead it off as that pitch misses for ball one.
Number 7, Nicole Zappa-Tosny.
Mathias has retired 4 straight for the Hornets, but that came after the Tigers were able to score 4 runs in the first inning. As they lead 4-0 here in the third. 1-1 pitch in there on the inside corner for strike 2. Tigers will go back to West Coast Conference play this weekend, while the Hornets have a big series coming up for them this weekend. They are tied for first in the Big Sky Conference as a ground ball to third and a nice strong throw in time to get Zappa-Tosny for out number 1. So that'll bring up third baseman Cassidy Gustafson.
Number 74, Cassidy Gustafson.
Gustafson was hit by a pitch and came around and scored on the ground out by Lawners. Or actually, excuse me, she came in and scored on the air that allowed Steinmel to reach as the first pitch to Gustafson misses for ball 1. Gustafson entered tonight batting .239. Tigers' normal third baseman when she's not in the circle, as that pitch misses for ball 2. Gustafson, one of 5 Tigers to start in all 43 games. And that pitch is grounded, and a nice job by the shortstop to make the field, but the throw not in time, so Gustafson reaches on the infield single as the shortstop Castro with a nice backhand to keep that from reaching center field, but the throw just not in time. So the Tigers with their third hit of the night, and with a runner on first and 1 out, we'll bring up catcher Rachel Sellers. Sellers grounded out to third in the first. That was a high chopper that allowed both runners to move up. As the first pitch, an off-speed pitch, hits the outside corner for strike 1. Sellers with the wide stance before bringing it in on the pitch, and off on the pitch is Gustafson, and she is in to second safely. So Gustafson with her 4th stolen base of the season. She's now a perfect 4 for 4 on stolen bases. I think the Tigers as a team haven't been caught stealing bases very often. Anderson 9 for 9, Bourne 3 for 3, Zapatozzi's 1 for 1, and Gustafson now 4 for 4. As the 1-1 pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. Then at the bottom of the order, you have Habib 1 for 2 and Santos 4 for 4. So Tigers as a team, when they do try to steal a base, have been very successful, as the 1-2 pitch is hit high down the line and will go foul. A long foul ball there by Sellers, looking for her 4th home run of the season after hitting 2 home runs against BYU on Friday night, when the Tigers hit a program record 5 home runs in a game. Although the Tigers still lost that game 16-9, and that ball is grounded on a couple hops to second base. Throw in plenty of time to get Sellers at first for out number 2, as Gustafson will head down to third. But the Tigers will need Lawners to find a way to reach base if the Tigers want to add to their lead. Lawners grounded out to short in her first at-bat, which scored Zapatozny. As the first pitch to Lawners is in there for strike 1. Lawners now with 15 runs batted in on the season. She has started in all but 1 game this season. As the 0-1 well inside, Lawners lifting her foot to avoid being hit. Lawners, the freshman from Laguna Hills, got to play against her sister earlier this season when the Tigers hosted Washington, as that 1-1 pitch fouled off straight back for strike 2. Lawners had a busy top half of the inning, as all 3 balls put in play were grounded right to her, which she took herself to first for the outs. And now here in the bottom half of the inning, Lawners has a chance to drive in a run and extend the Tigers' lead, as the 1-2 pitch, and Lawners is able to foul it off and stay alive. Shadows now have moved kind of between third base and the circle, as the 1-2 pitch bounces in the dirt, doesn't get that far away from the catcher, Solis. Gustafson took a couple steps towards home before retreating back to third. And the count now full as Lawners takes that pitch, which was well outside. Lawners leads the Tigers with 21 walks on the season. Second best is Anderson with just 12, as she picked up her 12th walk of the season earlier, as the full count pitch, and that ball is hit towards the left center gap, but will hang up long enough for the left fielder Clark to make the catch. So Lawners hits it well, but it's caught in left field for the final out. But the Tigers lead the Hornets 4-0 after 3 innings on PacificTigers.com. We head to the top of the fourth inning. 5, 6, 7, part of the Hornets order due up against Tigers starting pitcher Marissa Young, who has retired 6 straight after her first 1-2-3 inning of the night in the third. As the Hornets had second and third with 1 out in both the first and the second inning and did not score. A couple big strikeouts by Marissa Young.
Inning for Sacramento State, the center fielder, number 26, Alexa Charlton.
As center fielder Alexa Charlton will lead it off. Charlton ended the first inning with a ground out to second, as first pitch swinging a high fly ball into left field, settling under and making the catches born for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out here in the fourth, as that'll now bring up designated player Alexis Martinez.
Not batting, the designated player, number 6, Alexis Martinez.
Martinez led off the second inning with a walk. She was eventually stranded at third as the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. That pitch misses well high for ball 1. Young, her 17th appearance of the season, just her 6th start, has thrown 2 complete games. Has a record of 3-4 with an ERA of 5.7, which has dropped after 3 1/3 scoreless innings so far here tonight, as that pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Martinez has struck out just 9 times this season in 77 at-bats, as she fouls that one off. Although earlier, Young was able to get a big strikeout against Paige Castro, who had only struck out 6 times in 105 at-bats going into tonight. As the 1-2 pitch misses high, and Martinez does not offer for ball 2. Lahners at first and Gustafson at third, playing a step or 2 in as a slow roller up the middle. And Habib will field it and make the throw in plenty of time to get Martinez for out number 2.
The third baseman, number 23, Marissa Malagad.
So with 2 down and no one on, that'll bring up third baseman Marissa Malagad, freshman who entered tonight batting .271. She reached on an E3 in the second inning, and first pitch swinging, she rolls that one foul down the right field line. Hornets had an infield single back in the first, have yet to get a hit since. As the 0-1 pitch is chopped once again towards first and will roll foul before Lahners can get it. Young ahead. No balls and 2 strikes against the Hornets. Left-handed hitting third baseman. As the 0-2 pitch is fouled off and unable to hold on to it is Sellers, so Malagad stays alive. Young, 3 strikeouts so far on the night. Make that 4 as down on strikes goes Malagad. So for the second inning in a row, Young with a 1-2-3 inning. After 3.5, Tigers lead the Hornets 4-0 on PacificTigers.com.
Leading off the inning for Pacific.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. 7, 8, 9, part of the Tigers' order due up here against the Hornets starting pitcher Selena Matthias, who is still in there. Matthias allowed the 4 runs, one of which was unearned in the first. And since then, it's been a bunch of zeros for both sides, as Alex Steinmel, the Tigers' designated player tonight, will lead it off. Steinmel reached on an error, which scored the Tigers' 4th run of the first inning, as she hit a roller to short that the shortstop Castro had a hard time handling, and then the throw not in time to get Steinmel. As the 1-0, Steinmel taking the whole way as that one on the inside corner for strike 1. Steinmel playing in her 36th game of the season. Does have 2 doubles and a home run as that pitch is fouled off straight back for strike 2. Tigers did get a 1-out infield single in the 3rd before Gustafson ended the inning stranded at 3rd, as that pitch low and inside for ball 2. Steinmel hit her first home run of the season in that game that saw the Tigers hit 5 home runs on Friday night against BYU, as she extends there to foul it out of play and stay alive. That 5 home run game easily beat the Tigers' previous program record of 3 in a game, which they had done 10 different times. As the 2-2 pitch, and once again fouling it off, is Steinmel. The last time the Tigers had 3 home runs in a game was back on April 13th, 2013. So after not hitting 3 home runs in a game last season, the Tigers went well past that last week with 5 in a game, as that pitch misses inside. And so Steinmel, after fouling off a few pitches, has worked the count full, as she leads off the 4th inning for the Tigers. Habib on deck. Steinmel has walked 5 times on the season, as the 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back into the net. Steinmel has made Matthias work here with a bunch of foul balls, working the count full. And swinging and missing on that outside pitch is Steinmel. So Steinmel strikes out, the first strikeout of the night for Hornets starting pitcher Selena Matthias. So with no one on and 1 out, up comes Melanie Habib. Habib, a junior, batting from the right side, and that pitch misses for ball 1. That inside pitch finds the inside corner. Habib kind of spun, maybe trying to get hit, but instead the pitch hits the inside corner of the plate for strike 1. Habib, the junior from Davis. Tigers every game shortstop, as that pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 2. Habib does have 1 double and 1 home run on the season. And That pitch misses outside for ball 3. She's also walked 7 times. As the 3-1 pitch misses high, so Habib will head down to first with her 8th walk of the season. And for the 2nd inning in a row, the Tigers with a 1-out base runner, as that'll bring up right fielder Tony Santos. Santos 0 for 1. Led off the 2nd inning with a comebacker right to the circle that Matthias was able to field and make the throw for out number 1. As showing bunt and getting it down, a nice bunt down the first base line, and no chance for the Hornets to get an out there, as Santos with the nice bunt as she ran down, following it down the first base line, and first baseman, who was playing a bit back, no chance to field that one in time to make a play. So Santos with the bunt single. Habib down to second, and so Tigers with runners on first and second and just 1 out for leadoff hitter Sarah Anderson. Anderson is 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first before popping out in the second, as the first pitch to Anderson misses well outside and low for ball 1. Anderson on the season has yet to record an extra base hit, does have 3 runs batted in, doesn't get very many RBI opportunities, and she'll head down to first as that one hit her in the upper arm. She's still kind of holding her arm close to herself, now walking down the right field line, kind of shaking it off. Really no chance to get out of the way of that one. Hitting her kind of right above the elbow, near the shoulder, and looks to be okay, although that's easily said when I'm not the one getting hit. But that'll give the Tigers a great chance to add to their lead now, as the bases will be loaded with just 1 out for left fielder Molly Bourne. Bourne singled in the first, came around and scored before a strikeout in the second, as the Tigers left fielder, who has 26 runs batted in on the season, is second best behind Nicole Zapatosny, as that first pitch to Bourne misses for ball 1. Bourne 4 home runs on the season, 8 doubles. So Tigers to look a big hit here, perhaps to put up a crooked number once again on the scoreboard, as that pitch is in there for a called strike. Behind Bourne is Zapatosny. As the 1-1 pitch, an off-speed pitch to Bourne with a big swing and a miss there for strike 2. Matthias spinning the ball in her hand for a little bit there before the 1-2, and that ball is chopped. Gets by the third baseman and the shortstop into left field. Coming in to score is Habib. And moving over to third is Santos. Down to second is Anderson, as Molly Bourne with an RBI base hit, her 27th RBI of the season, and the Tigers now lead 5-0.
The batter for the Tigers, second baseman number 7, Nicole Zapatosny.
So the inning started with a strikeout. Since then, a walk, a beautiful bunt single by Santos, and then a hit batter loaded the bases. Bourne with a single has made it 5-0, and now a conversation is going to be had in the circle, as up comes Nicole Zapatosny. We've seen some action down in the bullpen area for the Hornets. In fact, there's somebody down there throwing. Can't tell who, a bit too far to see, but looks like they're going to still stick with Matthias here. Tigers with a big hit or two could have this game in a mercy rule situation, although going to need a few more runs for that as Zapatosny bats here and takes ball one. Zapatosny 1 for 2, singled in a pair of runs in the first, now with a team best 29 RBIs on the season. Also leads the Tigers with 7 home runs. And the 1-0 pitch fouled off straight back for strike one. We've seen Zapatosny hit some absolutely blasted home runs here at Bill Simone Field so far this season. And we're ready with a 5-0 lead. The Tigers looking to add to that here as that 1-1 pitch just hits the outside corner for strike two. Matthias has struck out 2 batters so far tonight, although it's been a struggle for her. And that pitch fouled off out of play. Although she responded after a tough first inning, had retired 5 in a row before a 1-out infield single last inning, but Tigers have put together a rally here with 1 out to score a run and still just 1 away with the bases loaded as the 1-2-2 Zapatosny is hit in the infield, a pop-up that is caught at third by Malagad for out number 2. So Zapatosny out on the pop out to third, unable to get a run in.
Third baseman number 74, Cassidy Gustafson.
So that'll bring up third baseman Cassidy Gustafson. Gustafson is 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the first inning before an infield single in her last at bat. It's a big swing and a miss there for strike one. Santos the runner at third, Anderson at second, Bourne at first. And that pitch in the dirt. Nice job to block it by Solis. Gustafson on the season has 17 RBIs. And that pitch is hit into the air in the infield, and the second baseman will make the catch for the final out. So the Tigers get a run and now lead 5-0 after 4 innings. You're watching Pacific Softball on PacificTigers.com. We head to the 5th inning. Tigers leading 5-0 as the 8-9-1 part of the order due up for the Hornets, as Nicole Clark will lead it off. Clark has yet to record an official at-bat as she dropped a sacrifice bunt in the second to give the Hornets second and third with no outs, which they were unable to capitalize. And Clark on that sacrifice bunt for the first out of the second inning was the first of now 9 straight retired by Marissa Young, as the first pitch to Clark is in there on the outside corner for strike one. Off-speed pitch misses low and outside. Young has allowed just 1 hit, has struck out 4, while walking 2 is a slow roller. Young will field it herself and make the short flip, and Lawners is unable to hold on to it, so I'm going to guess an E3 perhaps, the second of the night for Lawners. Been a busy night at first for Lawners. Lawners, after an error in the second inning, recorded all 3 outs of the third on ground balls. It's a bit of a slow roll there. Perhaps Young might have been better off trying to just take it herself and tagging first, but makes the short flip that Lawners is unable to hold on to. So 9 straight retired in a row comes to an end as Clark leads off the inning, reaching on an E3. So that'll now bring up the number 9 hitter, shortstop Paige Castro. Castro struck out swinging in her first at-bat.
Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Paige Castro.
The second strikeout of the night for Young as she shows bunt and pulls back and takes ball 1. Be surprised if the Hornets are willing to give up an out to advance a base runner as they trail by 5 here in the 5th, as swinging away and fouling that one off is Castro for strike 1. Lights starting to come on, although still plenty of daylight here in Stockton. Beautiful night, although a bit windy at times. As you can see the flag in right center blowing out towards right, as bunting foul is Castro for strike 2. Castro came up in the second inning with second and third and 1 out. And Young was able to get Castro to strike out for her just 7th time this season and 106 at-bats. As the 1-2, a chopper up the middle. Young snow cones it, throws the second in time for the out. So the ball nearly squirts out of the glove of Young, but able to snow cone it and make the throw to second for out number 1. So Castro reaches on the fielder's choice 1-6. Clark out at second for out number 1, and back to the top of the order. And right fielder Paige Martin. Martin 0 for 1. Led off the game with a walk and then struck out swinging to end the second inning. As the first pitch to Martin misses for ball 1. Looking for that outside corner is Young, but she misses for ball 2. Hornets, no runs, 1 hits, 1 error. Tigers, 5 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. As the 2-0 hit foul towards the Tigers dugout. Tigers looking to end a 10-game losing streak, while the Hornets on a 4-game winning streak. Two one off speed pitch, beautiful on the inside corner for strike 2. Castro, the runner at first, 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts this season. As the 2-2 pitch hit foul towards the third base coaching box and rolls all the way down into the left field corner. Seen action in the Sacramento State bullpen for most of the night. As the 2-2 pitch, a slow roller back to the circle. Young will throw to first for the out. So Second out in a row on a ground ball back to the circle as Martin is retired 1-3. Down to second goes Castro. Young perhaps could have gone to second had she alertly or quickly thrown to second, but she makes the throw to first for the out. And that'll bring up Zamari Hinton. Hinton is 1 for 2. She has a Hornets lone hit, and that roller goes off of Launer's glove and unable to recover and make the play and tag first in time. So the second error of the inning on Launers, the third error on the night for Launers. So for a nice third inning that saw all 3 outs be recorded on 3 unassisted. Now 3 errors on the Tigers' first baseman, and the Hornets now with runners on first and third with 2 outs as up comes Courtney Solis. Solis is 0 for 1, had a sac bunt, and then was one of the 3 groundouts to first in the third inning. One-0 misses outside for ball 2. While the Tigers were up in the fourth, saw Gustafson sort of warming up behind the Tigers dugout, but be surprised if they don't let the freshman Young try to go the distance unless she runs into further trouble as that pitch misses high for ball 3. Young had retired 9 straight before Clark let out the inning reaching on an E3. Another E3 has allowed 2 runners to be on here as that pitch is hit well in the air to left. Going back and catching it a few feet shy of the warning track is Bourne for out number 3. So the Hornets, with the help of a couple errors, get a couple base runners but do not score after 4.5. Tigers lead the Hornets 5-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers leading 5-0, and a new pitcher for the Hornets is Caitlin Yerby. Yerby, making her 14th appearance on the season, is 3-0 with a 3.54 ERA in 31 2/3 innings. The left-hander has allowed 16 earned runs with 9 walks and 8 strikeouts as the junior from Modesto comes in here to pitch the 5th inning as the first pitch to Sellers misses for ball 1. So Selena Mathias goes 4 innings, allows 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. She is in line for the loss as that pop-up will stay in play, and able to make the catch is the catcher Solis in foul territory for out number 1. So Sellers pops out to the catcher in foul territory for out number 1, and up comes first baseman Sidney Lawners.
The batter for the Tigers, the first baseman, number 44, Sidney Lawners.
Lawners 0 for 2. Would no doubt like to try to do something productive at the plate. What has been a bit of a difficult night for her, as the first pitch from Yerby in there for strike 1. Hornets still have somebody throwing in their bullpen. Well, once again, as the Tigers bat, Gustafson is kind of behind the Tigers dugout, pitching and warming up a little bit, as that pitch to Lawners misses for ball 1. And that pitch lined, but just foul down the left field line. Looked like it was going to land fair, but it hooked a little too much. So Lawners just misses perhaps an extra base hit. Lawners does have 4 doubles and 3 home runs on the season, with 14 runs batted in. As the 1-2 to Yerby is a couple hopper to the second baseman Hinton, who makes the throw in plenty of time for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. And up comes designated player Alex Steinmill.
Now batting for the Tigers, designated player number 13, Alex Steinmill.
Steinmill 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first, and then struck out to lead off the 4th inning. As the first pitch from Yerby to Steinmill on the outside corner for strike 1. Yerby looking for that outside corner, misses for ball 1. Steinmill stands high up in the box as the 1-1 misses for ball 2. Here, front foot almost at the very top of the batter's box. And ball is chopped to third. The throw beats Steinmill by a couple steps, so a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th. After 5 innings, Tigers lead the Hornets 5-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the 6th inning. Tigers lead 5-0 as the 4, 5, 6 part of the Hornets order due up here in the 6th. Margulies, Chattelton, and Martinez. Margulies 0 for 2 on the night. Struck out looking in a ground out to first. As the Hornets have been held scoreless so far by Tigers freshman Marissa Young. the first pitch to Margulies misses for ball one. Hornets just with one hit, which came back in the first inning. Although thanks to some walks and errors, they've had their chances to score and have been unable to do so as that pitch is lined into the right field corner. That'll be at least two. And stopping and going back to second is Margulies. Oh, surprised Margulies might have been able to reach third safely, but I guess in a 5-0 game, the last thing you want to do is make an out, the first out of the inning on the base pass. So a leadoff double by Sasha Margulies.
Center fielder number 26, Alexa Charlton.
The Hornets' first hit since the first inning, as Young's first pitch to Chatterton misses for ball one. Chatterton 0 for 2, grounded out to second, and then flew out to left field as Young, looking for that outside corner, misses for ball two. If Young gets in some trouble, I'd expect Gustafson to move over from third as the 2-0 pitch misses well outside for ball three. Chatterton has walked 13 times on the season. Likely taking the whole way here, but she doesn't. A comebacker, and Young looked at the runner, Margulies, and might have been able to, if she had held it a little longer, gotten Margulies in a rundown, but deciding to make sure she at least gets one out on the play. She throws over to first to get Chatterton. So Chatterton swinging away on the 3-0 pitch, a hard hit comebacker that Young does a nice job to field and get the out. So one down and a runner on third for Martinez as that first pitch misses high for ball one. Designated player Alexis Martinez 0 for 1. She reached on a walk before grounding out to short in her last at-bat. As the 1-0, a slow roller foul by the third base coaching box. Tigers will likely give up the run for an out. Corner infield playing about even with the bag, maybe a step in. Well, middle infield playing back as 1-1 pitch just misses for ball two. Martinez on the season has 14 runs batted in. As a 2-1, an off-speed pitch in there for strike two. Twice tonight already, Young has had runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. In fact, twice with runners on a runner on third and 1 out, and been able to get a strikeout. And that pitch is grounded and deep in the hole. A nice job by Habib to make the scoop and throw. And for some reason, Margulies held up at third and did not come in and score. So yet to score a run, the Hornets, after Martinez hits a ground out. Really, the Tigers were giving up the run for an out with the middle infield back, and that hard hit ball. Habib, a nice job to go down on her knee and make the backhand and strong throw. And Margulies remains at third as Malagad will look to get a 2-out RBI. Now down no balls and 1 strike as the 0-1 misses high for ball one. Malagad 0 for 2, reached on an error and then struck out swinging to end the 4th inning. Young with 4 strikeouts on the night. Malagad was the last of those strikeouts as that pitch misses low for ball two. Malagad has 13 runs batted in on the season as that pitch misses low for ball three. Sun starting to set and the lights starting to take more of an effect on the field as As the 3-1 just misses the outside corner for ball 4, so Malagad will earn a 2-out walk. And now runners on the corners and 2 outs for left fielder Nicole Clark. Clark entered tonight batting .279. Clark has a sac bunt and then reached on an air. As first pitch swinging, Clark fouls it straight back. Hornets, no runs, 2 hits and 1 error. Tigers, 5 runs, 5 hits and 3 errors. As a big 4-run first inning has had the Tigers out in front the whole way. Marissa Young has pitched out of some situations to keep the Hornets off the scoreboard. Both the first and second inning, the Hornets had second and third with 1 out and could not score. Here in the 5th, they had a runner on third and with 1 out, and the Tigers really happy to give up a run for the out, but runner decided to hold on a ground ball to the shortstop for out number 2. As a slow roller towards second, Zapatosny will field and make the throw in time for out number 3. So the Hornets get a leadoff double, but do not score after 5.5. Tigers lead the Hornets 5-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-9-1 part of the order due up for the Tigers. Habib, Santos, and Anderson. Habib 0 for 1. She started a rally in the 4th inning that scored the Tigers' 5th run as she got a 1-out walk and would eventually come around and score. As the first pitch from Yerby misses for ball 1. Habib had a nice play defensively in the top half of the inning with a nice backhand and strong throw for out number 2. As the 1-0 in the dirt for ball 2. Yerby came in out of the bullpen to start the last inning and retired the Tigers in order as the 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Two 1 pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 3. Gets by the catcher and bounces all the way over towards the Hornets dugout. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 Habib, leading off the 6th inning for the Tigers, and swinging away a chopper up the middle, and no chance to throw out the speedy Habib. So for the second at bat in a row, Habib reaches, this time a base hit to the So the Tigers with their 6th hit of the night.
Tony Santos.
And that'll bring up Tony Santos. Santos is 1 for 2 and a beautiful bunt single down the first base line after Habib walked in the 4th. And she shows bunt and pulls back and takes ball 1. Third baseman Malagad playing well in, and now Brian Colsey will call Tony Santos over and have a word with her. Santos with that bunt single is our 18th hit of the season, all 18 of which have been singles. See if Santos swings away here as she shows bunt and pulls back and takes strike 1. A lot of hand signs there by Coach Colsey after that pitch as Santos was looking over. So bunting there and missing for strike 2 is Santos. Yeah. Now with 2 strikes, we'll see if Santos still tries the bunt or if swings away. Third baseman still playing in as he 1-2, and Santos does not show bunt and does not offer as that pitch was low and outside for ball 2. Habib the runner at first. She is 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. As the 2-2 pitch just misses for ball 3. So Yerby had a 1-2-3 fifth inning, but a leadoff single by Habib, and now the count full to Santos. On deck is Anderson and the top of the Tigers order as they look to extend their lead. And a chopper over the circle, and the second baseman will tag out Habib in the baseline for out number 1. The throw to first nowhere near in time to get Santos, but Santos reaches on the fielder's choice for unassisted.
Now batting for the Tigers, center fielder number 12, Sarah Anderson.
So back to the top of the order, and Sarah Anderson. Anderson is 0 for 1. She walked and scored in the first. Was hit by a pitch in her last at bat. Looked like a very painful hit by pitch as it kind of was a high pitch up inside and kind of hit her between the elbow and shoulder, which loaded the bases. And a big swing and a miss there for strike 1, and off and in safely stealing a base is Tony Santos. So Santos now a perfect 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts this season. As Anderson perhaps a hit and run there, swings at the pitch that was well outside and misses, but Santos in the second with her 5th stolen base of the season. Anderson with a chance to perhaps drive in her 4th run of the season as the pitch hits the outside corner, and Anderson now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. She steps back and rubs some dirt on her batting gloves before stepping back into the left side of the plate. As the 0-2 from Yerby is hit back up the middle off of the glove of Yerby and into center, and the throw home in time out at the plate is Santos, as a nice job by the center fielder Chattleton to quickly get to that ball. Barely in the center field grass as that comebacker by Anderson went off of the glove of Yerby, and Chattelton throws out Santos at the plate. So Anderson gets the single and goes down to second on the throw. The Tigers' 7th hit of the night, but now 2 down for Molly Bourne as that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Bourne 2 for 3, singled and scored in the first, and then drove in her 27th RBI of the season in her last at bat, which made it 5-0 as the 1-0 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Tigers with a couple hits here in the inning off of Yerby, but a nice throw. And that pitch is lined right at the left fielder, who's fortunate to be able to get down and make that catch. So the Tigers hit the ball well there in the 6th, but do not score. After 6 innings, Tigers lead the Hornets 5-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the 7th inning. Tigers leading 5-0, looking to end a 10-game losing streak while ending the Hornets' 4-game winning streak. As the 9-1-2 part of the Hornets order due up here in the 7th against Tigers starter Marissa Young. Shortstop Paige Castro 0 for 2, struck out and reached on a fielder's choice back to Young. As the first pitch, an off-speed pitch that Castro was way out in front of and fouls it off for strike 1. Tigers pitcher Marissa Young, a freshman looking for her 4th win of the season. She has pitched 2 complete games in her 5 starts before tonight. Looking for her first complete game shutout of her college career. She is 3 outs away from doing that and also getting the Tigers a much needed victory as the 1-1 pitch fouled straight back for strike 2. Tigers last win back on March 21st against Grand Canyon. 1-2 swung on and missed. Throw down to first just in case. So Castro for the 2nd time tonight strikes out swinging. The 5th strikeout of the night for Marissa Young. So back to the top of the order, and right fielder Paige Martin. Martin 0 for 2, reached on a walk as he fouls that one back for strike 1. Martin started off the game with a walk for being stranded at third, and since struck out and grounded back to Young in the circle. 0-1 pitch in there for strike two. And strikeout of Castro was Young's first strikeout since the fourth inning. As the 0-2 pitch misses low for ball one. Hornets have had really three good scoring opportunities so far tonight and have not scored as that pitch a grounded to Habib. Habib with the quick scoop and the strong throw to first for out number two. So Martin is retired 6-3, and that one of the Tigers one out away from a victory, as that'll bring up second baseman Zamari Hinton.
For the Hornets, the second baseman, number 4, Zamari Hinton.
Hinton, 1 for 3. Had the Hornets' first hit of the night. Back in the first on an infield single. It's also grounded out to first and then reached on an air as the first pitch to Hinton misses for ball one. One 0 pitch grounded foul down the right field line. Hinton, a freshman from Elk Grove, looking to try to keep the game going. And she takes that off-speed pitch outside for ball two. And as she was stepping back, she kind of stumbled, like she stepped on a shoelace, nearly fell down. And now she takes off her batting gloves to retie her cleats. And now we'll get her batting gloves back on, just 5'1". The shortest player on the Hornets roster. As the 2-1 pitch is grounded and gets by a diving Zapatosny into center field for a base hit. So the Hornets, with just their third hit of the night, a 2-out single, keeps the game going, as that'll bring up catcher Courtney Solis. Solis, 0 for 2, had a sac bunt in the first before a ground out to first and a fly out to left field. As the junior catcher bats here with 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch to Solis on the outside corner for strike one. Wind is all but died down at the moment. Flag almost straight down in right center. As that pitch is fouled off, and now Tigers 1 strike away from ending their 10-game losing streak. Solis back in, and the 0-2 pitch from Young misses outside. Solis does not offer for ball one. Hinton, the runner at first, is 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts, but would not expect her to go, as that pitch in the dirt for ball two. Sellers with a nice job there to block the pitch in the dirt and keep hitting that first. And the 2-2 pitch, an off-speed pitch, misses high, and the count now full. Margulies on deck. Should Solis reach? Margulies had a double in her last at bat as the full count pitch is fouled off at the plate. Sellers unable to hold on to that one, so Solis stays alive. Hinton, who was off on the pitch, will head back to first. She'll be back off running on the pitch. Corner infield a step or two in. Middle infield playing well back, especially Zapatozny at second, almost on the outfield grass, as the full count pitch is a two-hopper to Lawners at first, and Lawners will field it cleanly and step on first, and so that'll do it as Marissa Young with a complete game shutout, her first complete game shutout of her college career, and the Tigers' 10-game losing streak comes to an end here tonight with a 5-0 win over Sacramento State, as the Hornets had a chance to score in the first, had second and third with just one out before Young was able to get out of it with a strikeout and a groundout, and then the Tigers with a 4-run first inning as Anderson led off with a walk, Bourne singled, Zapatozny followed with a 2-run single, and then after a hit by pitch, a couple groundouts and an error made it a 4-0 game, and the Tigers led the whole way, although the Hornets had a couple good chances. They had second and third with one out once again in the second, and then after a leadoff double in the sixth inning, Marissa Young was able to keep the Hornets off the scoreboard. So Marissa Young gets the win, her fourth of the season, as the Tigers, with the win, improved to 11-32 on the season, while Selena Mathias will get the loss for the Hornets and fall to 9-11. The Sac State Hornets now with a record of 21-20. Tigers will be in action this weekend. Saturday, a pair of games against Loyola Marymount at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. before the final game of the 3-game series Sunday afternoon at noon. So hope you can join us. Head on over here to Bill Simone Field, or I will be back calling the action on Saturday on PacificTigers.com as the Tigers look to get a winning streak going and capture their first win in West Coast Conference play. So that'll do it tonight, as the Hornets with no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Tigers 5 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors as the Tigers defeat the Hornets 5-0. This was Pacific Softball on PacificTigers.com.